Hello guys, how we doing? We are back on the Sunday sit back session. How you all been? Happy weekend. Hope it's all gone well. And we're going to have a general chat. You know how it goes, guys. On a Sunday, we're just going to have a general chat to start off the week. Hope you've all been good. First of all, big up to the Lionesses. They got there in the end again. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a Spain dominance, but hey, you know, it's lifting that trophy what counts. And here we go. We got there in the end. So all good, guys. All good. All positive. Well, let's get on to it. If you saw the game today out in Singapore, hope you enjoyed it. And big up to all the chat. I've got a guest with me tonight, and I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to bring him in very quick for a big up to the chat. We're going to add to the stage. Here he goes, the Numpski. Big up, bro. How you doing, brother?
All right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Been a while, mate. Been a while. Thank you for joining this. Thank you for joining the big sit back session.
Don't worry, mate. Got me,
how you been? How you been, Numpski?
Got me a cup of Rosie Lee.
That's it. Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Got a nice cup of Rosie Lee and a few little Sunday biscuits in, and there we go. We're having a nice little sit back. Nice
DJB, we're going to have our cornflakes after that, right?
Yeah. You know how it works, guys. You know how it works. Numpski, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for joining us. We're just going through the chat. Big up to everyone in Jam Boy. Yeah, make sure you're subbing to Numpski TV and following Numpski. Yeah, he's an absolute legend and one of the nice guys as well. Big up Kawaji as always. Big up Gavin. Everyone's in. Johnny D, there he is. Now Johnny D, Numpski, Johnny D is he's welcome in my chat, but he's kind of like that. He's old Johnny D, you know what I mean? He's an Arteta fan, which is fair enough. Right. We all respect his comments. We all respect his comments. I've never seen Leo so hype about a player since Henry. He's convinced Arsenal has his first baller since Alexis. Yeah, Lee, I saw that. I saw a little glimpse of Lee balling about. You know, about Damon, but we're going to get on to Damon a bit later, Numpski. But Norms, did you see the game today? And what did you think?
I didn't get to see the game today. I was doing the Lord's work, so I couldn't. I didn't get to see the game. I did catch up with Matty a little bit. He gave me a video. I called him and he was talking about the game. So I thought I'd go back and watch the highlights. You know what I mean? So I'll be lying if I said I watched the whole game, but what I saw, especially from Max Down, and what a talent we've got on our hands, guys. And bro, Arteta cannot stop this guy from not being in the first team. He's got to be in the first team, but use him wisely, sparingly, but at the right time. But yeah, we'll get into what I saw, but I'm sure there's some things that may be positive, and there's going to be some things that hasn't changed. But what I'm hoping for is that Mikel Arteta will look to change his tactics now that we've now got Victor Gyökeres over the line.
There you go, man. You had to do it, didn't you? Me and Kenny refuses to do it at the moment. I'm sure if he smashes in a screamer against Spurs or Man United,
is it going to be one of these things? Is it going to be like?
I'm kind of there with it, Norms. I'm there. I'm not fully on yet. I'm not fully on yet.
I'm going to be watching you for this season, bro.
Yeah, I'm not fully on yet, man. I'm sort of there, and it's kind of creeping up. But me and Kenny are not there yet. But I'm sure it'll get there. I'm sure it'll get there. Listen. I mean, as you know, I kind of do a lot of my stuff during the beginning of the week, and in sort of weekends I like to kind of chill out a little bit, especially during the summer and that lots going on. But all I can say is I'm over the moon at Gyökeres. We've got Gyökeres. It's a player we wanted from the get-go. He's the best out there at the moment, and I'm glad he's come to Arsenal. We'll go through the press conference a little bit later, Numpski, because there was a couple of things that kind of, when you listen to Arteta in his press conference, I think you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He gets asked questions about kind of, is this the guy you wanted? And he couldn't quite bring himself, could he?
Right.
Bring himself to turn around and go, yeah, he was definitely the one I wanted. And when he's asked about him and Havertz, we'll get into the press conference later. But when he's asked about him, like Gyökeres and Havertz, he kind of doesn't give anything away. You still see that he's going to get this Havertz in the team, isn't he? Yeah. So, but we'll get into that in a bit because there's something else I want to bring to the screen, and we'll get into it. But big up the Suge. Look, the Suge is in with a super chat as always. Suge, 100%, my friend. Big up DJB Normski in the chat. Hit the likes and subscribe. Obviously, wrote the 2K likes. Yeah, come on, guys.
Mate. Come on.
I was underwhelmed with the performance as a whole, but Dauman is special. Yeah, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, Suge. As I said, it's a bit of a training session at pre-season. It's just getting minutes under their belts and systems. Norms, how do you feel about pre-seasons? Because like Suge says, it's nothing special. It's not got me off my seat. I'm not excited. How are you feeling about it, Norms?
No, I think pretty much the same as you and Suge. I think what it is what I want to see is obviously them getting minutes and obviously under their belts in terms of fitness as well, fitness level. So sometimes you can't read into it. I mean, we might go and look at what happened to Liverpool the other day, getting beaten by AC Milan. That doesn't prove anything. Do you know what I mean? It feels good. It tickles the old dopamines, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's about them getting their fitness levels up. What I was always saying, we'll keep harping on about, is that I would love to see some tactical tweaks and stuff like that, to see where Arteta is going with this side this season, especially when Gyökeres does actually make the side. What is he going to do? How is he going to play him? Is he going to, is he going to still play this slow possession-based football? Is he going to make it a little bit hybrid? There's so much things that we need to look into, and as we get closer to the season, we're going to see who the actual 11 is going to be, and then who obviously is going to be on the bench. Obviously, we've got enough players to be sort of letting go, and we're open to see that now. But going back to what you're saying, for me, it's about match fitness, and then as you progress through the pre-season, let's see what he's going to do in terms of formation and tactics.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. It's too early to look into it, and at the moment, we don't know until the actual season gets going. We don't quite know. What we do know is that these youngsters have come in, Norms, and it shows that our academy, once again, Howell End, is doing a lot of good work there with the kids, aren't they? I mean, there's some really good youngsters coming on. I mean, the one that went into left back today looked good. And, I've got to say it. I've got to mention him. The guy that's on everyone's lips. Yeah. And I've been saying this for a while now, Max Dauman. I mean, for me, he's got everything. He's got vision. He's got 2 feet. Yep. He's got a brain. He's got an end product. He likes, to me, he just loves playing football, doesn't he? He likes to get the ball, no nonsense, sort of Gaza, Foden type. Brady, you name it, he's got it all.
Mix it all up. He's a hybrid of all of them.
Yeah, what do you think, Norms? How do you think he's going to go next season? And do you think he's going to get many minutes, my friend?
This is the thing. I mean, we look at Ethan and, big up to Ethan as well. I mean, what a fantastic talent we got there. And I think it's just how Arteta looks to use this guy. I mean, I think the situation that we had last season, when we obviously didn't buy the required amount of players that we needed in the right positions, and then we was short, and he's said it again this season. It might have been a case of, well, look, Ethan and Rennery only sort of came into the side because we lost Saka. Because up until that point, when we lost Odegaard in the early part of the last season, he didn't play, and everybody was crying out for him to come in, because you see now he's playing Ethan as in a central position. So maybe that's his thought process. But I'd like to see him in the squad. Yeah. Listen, he's 15. From what I understand, he's about 6 foot, 6'1". And I mean, he looks like a physical specimen for his size. I mean, he's still got to grow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, see what he did against Joe Linton today. Now, Joe Linton is no pushover. And he came on, and from what I saw from the highlights, he had him on toast. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, he gave the opportunity, he got the penalty, won the penalty, and Odegaard obviously nicely put it away. We win the game. So I'd love him to be in the side, and I don't want to be this thing where you do it and then he gets burnt out and stuff like that. But then I can go and hark back to Rooney. He was 16 years old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he decided that he was going to score against us. Wasn't very nice. Look what he's gone on to do. You know what I mean? And he was like a boy in a man's body. And Dalman is a little bit of that thing. But what a player! Left foot, right foot. Running in the space, attacking the space. He's quick. He's strong. You have to have him in the side. But I don't want it to be a case. I don't want it to be a case of like he's like a last resort. Because I'm looking at him and I'm looking at Martin Odegaard, and I'm thinking, Odegaard, look what this guy's doing. He's 15 years old. Surely now that would be pushing it to say, listen, I need to be stepping up my game. Because from what I've seen of this pre-season, Max Dalman looks the better player at the moment. And sometimes I get confused because when you look at it from afar, even his hairstyle's a little bit like Odegaard, but it's only that his hair is dark. So sometimes I'm thinking Odegaard, and then I realise it's not because I've got to look on the number in the back. See, it's his number 56. But yeah, it's a case of you've got to take your time with him. Want him in the squad, but you don't want to push him too hard. You know what I mean? Because then like the pressure, and this is a pre-season, so yes, he's in the front of the world's eye, but like when you go into the Premier League and stuff like that, I'd love to see him in a lot of the cup games. So a lot of the cup games, the domestic cup games, get him playing. Because if he's doing that against Joe Linton, can you see what I mean? And
there's no fear, Norms, is there? There's no fear in him.
There's absolutely no fear there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd use him in most of the domestic cups. I think he could deal with that. Absolutely deal with that, mate. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. My biggest worry is, and I say this respectfully, is that Arsenal fans have been so starved of an absolute kind of baller, if you like. Do you know what I mean? Like the Henrys and all of that, and the Bergkamps and everything else. This young kid's come into a team, and he's kind of set the world alight.
That's right.
My biggest problem is it is still only in friendly matches, and I'm a little bit. I'm not being negative, but what I'm trying to say is let's see how he acts under pressure games. So if he did come out against Man United, or he did play in one of the league games and that, let's see how he performs then. Because what I don't want to do, I don't want to build this young kid up, and then he kind of couple of bad games, and then it's like, here we go again, and then it's like Arteta's done this, and we've done this, and we've done that. I think we've got to ease him in gradually, and aren't we? We can't like throw him in. We can't, because I'm hearing people say, he should start, and should he start over Odegaard and all of this. No. In hindsight, I think what I've seen so far, he's done better than Odegaard. However, week in, week out, can he sustain that, Norms? That's my biggest question.
I think you're gonna look at a really good example of Charlie Patino. When he first come on the scene, everybody was
good point
about that. Now, where is he now? They loaned him off to Blackpool, a couple of other clubs. I'm not too sure where he's actually playing now, but he was like a talent. He was going to be the next thing. He played in the preseason. He looked good and all of that. And that's the thing, is you put too much pressure on them. And that's what you're saying. When you're playing in a proper pressurized game, is he going to be able to handle it? What I mean? Is he going to be able to handle it? So you don't want to go into a situation where you're putting too much pressure on him. You've got to ease him in. And I think something like the domestic cup games, that's where you would start him. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But do you know what? He reminds me, he's the sort of player that I can see coming in like Saka. Like when Saka came in, and he took his chance, and he just came in as if he's been there for years. I can see Dalman being very, very similar, where he just comes in and just hits the ground running. My biggest problem is the captain, if I'm truthful with you. Because if he don't step up, there's two youngsters knocking on that door.
Absolutely.
And we'll get into Eze a little bit later. If he comes on the scene as well, Odegaard's got to start stepping up, Norms, because
he has to.
I've not seen it. I've not seen it really.
Will Arteta have the goalness to drop him? That is the question. Because at the end of the day, if you've got 3 players that are going to be performing better than you, then you need to do that. You see, the last season we saw how he dropped off a cliff. Yeah, people want to blame it on injury and that, but you know what I mean? For 2 seasons, he hasn't played well. And he's constantly played this guy, started him, taken him off in like maybe the 80th minute, brought on Ethan Ranreri or whoever else he brings on. And the thing about it, he now has to look behind him and now go, bro, I've got Ethan chomping at the bits. I've got Darman chomping at the bits. And if Eze comes now, you know, different kettle of fish. So, you know, Arteta came out in his post-match and said that we're building a squad. Maybe not of the levels of Liverpool yet or Man City. We've still got a long way to go. But because I'm looking at the midfield, I'm not convinced about the midfield, but I'm not sure we will tackle that.
Yeah,
at some point.
I mean, that leads me nicely onto this. I mean, if you have a look at this, right, Norms, there's positions there. This is how we are at the moment. Eze's in red because apparently we're back in for him. But if you look at all the positions, the green is obviously like the backup. So you've got Mosquera, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior as our centre backs. So Mosquera and Kivior are the backups, right? Now, the goalkeepers, okay, Raya's going to play 90% of the games. Kepa's going to be used in the cup games. I think Kepa can come in, and on the odd occasion, I think he's good enough to do a job. It may not be brilliant, but at the end of the day, as I've said before with Kepa, if you're going to buy a number 2, and you've got no intention of making him your number 1, you don't go out and spend millions of pounds on a backup, do you? Really, in my eyes, I don't know about you.
You could have promoted Setford, you could have bought Hines, you could have promoted them through, and maybe use that money somewhere else. But he's decided that he's going to go for another Chelsea player. So we don't know. We don't know where he's going to go with this. So again, you know, Raya's going to play, as you say, 90%, maybe 95% of the games. You know, if it's anything, he'll probably end up playing in maybe like the Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he'll even play in the FA Cup, probably the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, it's a money that.
So that's kind of in. But just want to say, big up Lynch, my friend. We do have our gunman. You're 100% right. Come on, you Gunners. Lynch, always a pleasure, my friend. Big up to the Lynch. And I have starred some comments, guys, so we'll get into them later on. But you know what it's like when we've got a guest on. I like to give him some time with you guys, obviously. But big up the chat as always, and thanks for your comments, 100%. So we've got our centre halves there. My biggest worry is Gabriel. He's still not 100%, is he? He ain't really recovered from that hamstring, has he, Normski?
No, he hasn't.
And that to me is a worry. That to me is a worry. I'll be honest with you. I don't know a lot about Mosquera. All I know, he's quick. He can work kind of. He's pretty good along the back there, right or left-sided centre half. What's your worry with the centre backs there? Do you think Kivior's good enough, or do you think we should be looking to sell him?
I mean, some people were saying, look at what, you know, when he came in for Gabriel, the latter part of the season, and he played in the Champions League, and people say he's done okay, but I think it's that kind of case of like, if Gabriel was out for a long period of time, can he consistently do it at that level? Is he a good backup? I mean, some people saying keep him. Calafiori, again, today went off with a slight injury. Again, you know, that's money that I just felt last summer was wasted on him. This
Unbelievable.
Guy, I mean, you know, they asked him about why he went off. He said he felt a little, and and the thing about it, that was a little twins. This is a pre-season, so it's not that intense. Yes, it was quite a physical game from what I understand, but for me, he's too injury prone. And as soon as if you lose him, you lose, you know, obviously you got that Mascaro who can cover that back, but that's the worry for me. And I've said it on a number of occasions where we've had a number of our players that have had these third degree hamstring strains, tears, sorry, as I say, going in at the latter, when I say latter part, sort of like December, when it gets intensified, especially when you're getting a lot of games that come in thick and fast, you're going to get a lot of people dropping out, and that is the worry for me. So we got to. That's why I keep saying we got to get a side that has quality that's on the bench, because last season we didn't have that quality. You know what I mean? We didn't have that quality, and even with Calafiori on there, I'm not Calafiori, sorry, Kivio on there. He only kind of used him as a last minute resort because we lost. We had to, because he had no other choice. No other choice. I mean, Saliba towards the end of last season picked up a slight injury, so it's how Arteta runs these guys. If he runs them into the ground again, we're going to have these same problems. But I think
100%.
He's come out and said that the squad is still short. He said he's still not finishing the market, so who knows? Is he going to get any more defensive players? I mean,
I can't see any. Well, I was just going to say that I can't see any more defensively. And when you look at that left back, right?
Yeah.
When you look, you got Skelly learning his trade. Yeah. I still think he's going to. I still think the young. It's not his fault. It's not going to be his fault. But I still think he's got some mistakes in him. He's still learning his trade. Yeah. I don't think he's an out and out left back. So he's got mistakes in him. Calafiore, again, he's gone off injured. He's injury prone. You don't know how you're going to be. And we've still got Zinchenko, who's not a left back. You've seen how he performs left back. So this, to me, I'll be honest with you. If I look at these three here as left backs, why on earth did we get rid of Tierney? That when you look at that, when you look at that now, Normski, right, and the chat, you tell me why we got rid of Tierney, because for the life of me, I think that is our weakness, personally.
Yeah. But the problem is, right, DJB, it's because Arteta wants to play this inverted stuff, and because Tierney, he doesn't feel that Tierney could play that, because Tierney is your traditional left back, playing in his traditional position, bombing up that left side, overlapping, doing all that. He doesn't do that inverted stuff, and so that's the reason why Arteta doesn't want him. And as you said, you've got two midfielders there and a centre back playing at left back. That's not their natural position, so they don't think. I mean, Calafiori is quite cumbersome and big. You look at him; he's quite a big fella. And so when you've got really quick, tricky guys coming at you, it's not easy. Now, out of those three, I would say Skelly is probably the most one that could probably deal with that position. But as you rightly say, there is a mistake in him because he naturally thinks like a midfielder, not like a left back, and so sometimes he's out of position. We saw that last season when he was playing for England, and also when he was playing, even though he done well in his debut and that.
Exactly, because if he gets injured, though, Norms, if Skelly gets injured, you're looking at Zinchenko, our left back.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, if the thing is, if we don't get, if he's still there, that means he's going to be there, and a ball over the top. Zinchenko's not the quickest.
Oh, it's shocking.
Yeah. So okay, so say if we get rid of Zinchenko, so because remember at the moment, you look at that. What's that? How many players is that there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the ones in red, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24. All right, 24. You get rid of Zinchenko, right?
Yeah.
So we're going back down to the numbers. You know what I mean?
It's a small squad.
It's a small squad. And the thing is that if you lose Zinchenko, and if you lose Skelly or Calafiori to injury, then he's going to look at maybe moving Kivior in that left back position. Again, he's not a left back. Do you know what I'm saying? Why not just go out and buy a proper left back?
Well, this is it. I mean, we're talking about, all right, rightly so. We got Gyökeres now, and that Eze we're still chasing, and I hope we get him because he will be, for me, he's a must. Eze is a must. Now we go into midfield. Norgard, you got Marino, Rice, Odegaard, Norgard, Zubimendi. I mean, for me, Zubimendi, Rice would start. Although I have been the chat today, I weren't impressed with Zubimendi in the 6th today. I thought he looked all right going forward, but he was caught going the other way, and he was caught in possession quite a few times, and that to me is a worry. Now, whether or not he's got to get used to the Premiership, I don't know, or whether that's just in his game. Now, if that's in his game, that's a worry, because he ain't going to get the time on the ball in league games. As the league progresses and stuff like that, and you're going to Anfield and you're going to Spurs and you're going all these places, Man City, you ain't going to get the time you get in midfield in a friendly. No. So I'm a little bit worried on Zubimendi, the way he got with his back towards the goal today. I think Norgard can step in and do a job. He wouldn't be my signing. For the life of me, I don't understand what we got Norgard. What's your feeling on that 5 in midfield there? That kind of backup, if you like, if Odegaard's out. I mean, bearing in mind we've got Dowman in the wings as well.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I noticed you've obviously got Ethan on that sort of left hand side. I know Arteta kind of playing in a central position. So, is there going to be a position change for him? We'll probably have to watch this space concerning that. But I've said it before with the midfield. Now, when we had that old thing with Thomas Partey, my hope was that before we knew what we know now, was that if the situation was calm, it would be a case of, even getting his contract renewed and whatever, and integrating Zubimendi in rather than sort of just chucking him in at deep end, because he's going to have to come in and hit the ground running. Now, today, as you said, I didn't see the game, so I can't sort of give any real context to it. But from talking to people, and people have said it and I think Shane has said it quite a lot of time. That first game against Man United, Amram's going to tell his guys.
Well, a lot of people were gassing him up, but I thought he looked vulnerable in defensive areas. Personally.
Yeah, I heard that some of the top channels were bigging him up and that, but I'm thinking, come on, this guy is going to need time to integrate. Listen, he's a good player. No, nobody's saying he's not a good player. We've seen what he's done for Spain. We've seen, all right, he plays for Real Sociedad and whatever. But the Spanish league is much slower than the Premier League, and you're not going to have that time on the ball. I think even Arteta mentioned it today to say that he's got so much time on the ball. Well, we didn't see that today. You know what I mean? Because he was getting closed down, especially with his back to goal. He was getting closed down. He was getting closed down really quick. So my thing is this, right? Declan Rice, who we currently is playing as that left 8. Maybe I would have gone back to maybe going to like a 4-2-3-1, where you've got Declan Rice helping him out as a double pivot. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to play a double pivot at home, because you're at home, so you want to be attacking. But especially away from home, Declan Rice can be that one to help him. That's why you can then look at maybe Miles Lewis-Skelly playing in that left 8, because when he sort of plays further up the field, he's really good. And you can go out and buy a proper left back, because if you're short, if you've got the money, because I'm hearing that we don't even need to. This is what I've heard, but I don't know if that's the case. We don't have to sell to get Eze.
Yeah, I've heard this, but I still think we need players out.
We need to. We've got. Listen, I don't want to be keeping those people.
Yeah.
Get them off our books. Get up. If we need to get Jesus off the books, get him off the books. Even if they're paying 50% of his wages, it's 50% at the end of the day. And then if you can do an obligation to buy them, absolutely fantastic. And that'd be a great thing if Arteta, if Berta was to do that. But I would then sort of push Lewis-Skelly further up the field in that 8, and then go and get a proper left back, a proper bona fide left back.
I still think we need a proper left back, personally.
Yeah. And then if Calafiori then has to be the backup, because obviously he's actually a left-sided central defender, not a left back. You know what I mean? But I am very worried, because obviously if you get an injury to Declan Rice, or an injury to Zubimendi, then you've got Moreno and Norgard. Now Moreno spent half his time today, I heard, on his bum. Apart from the good goal.
Moreno, man.
Yeah. So the thing is,
he got his goal. He took it well. He got his goal. He took it well, but as a midfielder, he spends up his time. He's slow. I just don't rate him in midfield. Teabag said it here. Big up, Teabag. If you've just joined the community, welcome to the community. Make sure you smash your like and have a little sub, my friend. Welcome. He said defensively he looked terrible. I agree. I thought defensively he was a little bit sus. And the problem is with a lot of the Arsenal fans at the moment, and listen, I'm not downplaying it, but they are looking at blinkers in their eyes. They're treating these friendlies as if it's like, Gyökeres has come in, they've announced him, and it's all positive vibes. And I get that, and I want that, and that's good. That's what we needed. However, let's keep our feet firmly on the ground, eh? Let's not all get too carried away with everything. Because for me, Norms, when you look at this team, now we haven't got Eze yet, by the way, right? But when you look at this team, Does this team say to you, Premiership title?
No, if I'll be honest, no.
Would you be going out and saying this is the team that's going to challenge Liverpool, Man City to the Premiership?
No. Especially, and I think the biggest concern for me is the midfield. Is the midfield?
Yeah.
Is the midfield? You know, now that we've got Gyökeres, right, fair play, but he's not the one that's going to solve our problems. I think we could have upgraded a lot better in that midfield area. Going back to the people behind Odegaard, like Downham or Ethan Van Rey. Obviously, Ethan will probably get called before, but at least you've got two young, hungry players behind him, and they're both fearless. Okay, but when you've got the likes of Moreno, especially Moreno, Norgard, I think with Norgard, I think he held his own for Brentford. I heard that he got something like 10 assists, even though he plays as a defensive midfielder. But you know what I mean? It's you need the legs. You need the legs in midfield. I don't think there's legs in this midfield because Zubimendi is not that quick.
I'll be honest with you, Norm. Sorry to interrupt you. I'll be honest. When I look at these five here, right? If Odegaard's not on it, and he's not been on it, but he's too predictable for me, Odegaard. He operates in this area here, and he just spins in circles, and he comes here, then he cuts back, then he cuts back again. We ain't got this creative from midfield. We've got no one busting like a Morgan Gibbs-White, a Rodgers. We've got no one that can pick the ball up and drive at defenders. This midfield to me is all a bit predictable. It's all a bit sideways and backwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and that's what worries me, Norms. And this is why. Do you reckon that's why he's thinking of playing Ethan more central to try and give you that creativity?
And remember, I said at the start of the show, I just want to kind of see what he's going to be doing with the tactics, and maybe he's probably looking at that because Ethan does that. He'll pick the ball up, drop a half, shoulder, turn, and he'll start to attack the space.
Yeah.
Now with Odegaard, if he picks up the ball, he'll do one of two things. I mean, I think today I saw a highlight of my son. I was watching it on my son's phone, and he picked up the ball, started running, started to drive into the space. But then when he got to the space, he decided that he's going to turn in the space.
Yeah.
How about passing to someone else or taking a step? Yeah, and that's the problem with Odegaard. He takes too many touches. When you release that ball, when you pick that ball up, when you've got someone like Victor Gyökeres who's going to be playing in that, especially Victor Gyökeres. I was funny enough. I was watching was that a documentary? It was kind of more of his previous coach that used to coach him in his club when he was a lot younger.
Oh yeah, I see a bit of that. Yeah,
and I thought that was really interesting when he was talking about how he plays, and it was quite interesting. It was quite revealing what he said regarding how Victor plays on the transition and playing as that number, because they said when he's played as a number 9, they play him. It's more of a transition, playing a last man and whatever. But if you're going into a possession, you're going to play more out in a 4-3. He's playing a 4-3-3. So I'm thinking in my head, well, if he's going to play in 4-3-3, and he sort of said he cuts in, he will cut in and shoot on his either right foot or his left foot. So does that mean, is there a possibility, we've been saying it, could he be shunted out to the left or could he be shunted out to the right?
This is what I mean, man. Because
when I saw that, I'm thinking,
this is it. Because when we have a little look at the press conference, and we'll go over the press conference quickly because I know it gets late on a Sunday and that. But what worries me, right, is take Eze away at the moment. I hope we get this guy, because if we get this guy, Eze, he can play in the 10. He can play in this area here. Eze, he can operate just along here, so that nullifies. And I've said it before: if we sign Eze, Ethan ain't getting minutes. Simple as that. Because he's not going to drop Odegaard. He's going to play Eze. Ethan's going to be like your cup game man. Yeah. He's going to be like your domestic cup lineup. I'm sorry, chat, but that's how I feel. I'm sorry. I've said it all along. Ethan's not going to get minutes. I'm glad he's signed. I'm over the moon he's signed. I think he's brilliant, but he's not going to get minutes if we sign Eze. Now, when we get in a press conference later on, if you read into what he's saying, he's going to try everything he can to get Havertz in this side. And we've all been saying it. This guy wants Havertz in this team. He thinks Havertz is vital for the way he plays and sets up. And if we don't sort out this left-hand side with Martinelli, who, by the way, Joseph Connor Golden, there's a couple I've starred. Couple have said, question DJB and Norsky, how do you think next season will go? Well, I think it'll go similar to last season. I think I personally think it's all about the start for me. I think it's all about the start. I think it's where we are I think it's where we are middle of October, and that will determine our season. I think we'll score goals. I think Gyökeres will score goals. I think our goal tally will be better. But I think it's all about the way he changes. If he changes the way he plays and changes his tactics, we might be okay. But for me,
so DJ, just cut in there. Do you think because he's playing this kind of possession-based football, and obviously Gyökeres is more used to playing like on the transition? That's what it is. You know what I mean? He plays on the transition, playing off that last man, attacking the space, ball over either over the top or through ball and all that. That's what he's looking for. But is there? Well, he must have done, because if you're paid 15.6 million, I would expect you to do it where you have a hybrid of the two. Somehow you're playing possession-based football, but maybe it's that you just need to speed it up. So it's not. So there's nothing wrong with having the ball, because PSG do it well. But you see how fast they move the ball, or how quick they move the ball. So there's nothing wrong with it. And if you've got technically proficient players, when that ball's pinged at them, they can control it and then lay it off. You know, you're not thinking 3-4 touches. You know what I mean? Barcelona back in the day, they were told that was it 2 touches and then you get rid of it, but get it obviously your next man. So they were constantly moving up the field, finding their man. You couldn't get the ball because they were just playing in triangles. But what we do, we're so predictable. You know it's going to come from Raya. It's going to come out.
It slows down.
It slows down. And that's what it is. So I think it's more a case of him speeding up the game and telling him to play much quicker.
Getting the tempo up again, like we did in 22-23 when we were scoring goals. The transition's got to be quicker. What I'm trying to say is we can, if everyone stays fit, we can challenge. I ain't going to say we're going to win it, but we can challenge if everyone stays fit. And we've got Gyökeres there. If we can get Eze's a must for me. And this left-hand side is key for me if we're going to challenge. We've got to address this. Trossard, for me, I don't think he's fully focused on being here. Martinelli has completely fallen off of a cliff. Again, there was one question that was started earlier on about Martinelli. Let's have a look at it. I don't trust Spurs not to play. This is a good question from Jamboy. Big up, Jamboy. I don't trust Spurs not to try and injure Gyökeres. What he's saying is if we play against Spurs in the friendly, and I can understand your concern, Jamboy. Someone's going to want to kick him, isn't he? North London rival, and you've got this guy. Everyone's gassing him up, and like he's the new kind of like Haaland, if you like. I don't know. Will he risk playing him, Normski?
Well, they asked him that, but I think it's because he said the last time he really did any kind of football was when he won the league with won his title with Sporting Lisbon, but he hasn't really done any training that. So he kind of left it kind of up in the air because they did ask me, is he going to face Spurs?
Yeah, we'll get on it.
I think I can guarantee he won't start.
No.
He'll have him on that bench, and then he'll bring him up at some point. And I don't even think he will give. I think he'll give him a few minutes, not too much. You know what I mean? He's not going to throw him in at the deep end. But
I'd like to think they're all professionals and they don't.
Exactly.
Players. But you never know. I can understand Jamboy's concerned. The other one here, Zubamendi struggled massively versus United when they pressed him. He'll have to adapt quick, smart. He'll be exposed badly. This is the worry when they press him. When he's under the press defensively, it is a bit of a worry. I'll guarantee you that. Great goal by Mourinho. Yeah, he took it well. Yeah. Murphy goal, Raya poor positioning. Yeah, it was poor positioning, but he's got that in him, Raya, hasn't he? Sometimes he's positioning. Sometimes that's why he has to get himself out of trouble. Sometimes when you see him pull off these saves and that. But Marino took his goal well, but again,
that's it. That's what I'm saying. Listen, when he's in that yard box or just outside it, instinctively, he does it, and he like me. It was a nice layoff from Havertz, and he instinctively, played it, and it was a absolutely great goal. And that's where I think he's better. It's a little bit like with Granit Xhaka. He wasn't good in that 6, and I just don't think Moreno's good. I don't in that 8. He's too slow and cumbersome. But get him in front of that box, he just turns into a.
He's when you look at this forward line, I'll take Jesus out of there and put Marino there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? He's more of a backup striker than Jesus.
So essentially, that's how I would be thinking. I'll be thinking to myself, listen, I'm looking for a plan B or plan C. You bring on Moreno for that. Yeah, if we're not getting the goals, bring him on, because somehow he finds a way to score. Do you know what I mean? So that's maybe what Arteta probably needs to do with him, because I just don't trust him. I don't trust him in that midfield, because I think today, as I said, he spent a lot of time on the backside and that, and he's just too slow.
I mean, we had question D. What was it? I thought he was okay. Going forward when the ball at his feet, he tries to make things happen. He looks for that pass. He's comfortable on the ball. I just question defensively at the moment, Joseph. But big up, my friend, as always. Another one from question: was Martinelli? Nah, sorry, Martinelli for me. He ain't showing me anything to say that he's got a starting. I think he's a worry for me. He's a worry for me.
DJB, if I was looking to sort of cash in, it'd have to be him, unfortunately, because I've not seen anything so far from him this pre-season, and last season he weren't great. I think he had all but 5 minutes of a decent half. This, from what I understand. So the guy, he might do well under another coach, but under Mikel Arteta, I'm sorry, he just ain't the one. You know what I mean? And me personally. And a lot of people say, we bought them in, under Unai Emery and all of that, blah, 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 7 million. And we thought he was going to turn into a top-class player, But, the only season that he had a decent season, and you go back to that 22 season, he scored 15 goals. But ever since that, injuries and everything, and he's just fallen off a cliff, and he just does the same thing, head down, loses it. There's no end product for him. So, me personally speaking, I'll be looking to catch in on him. And,
I think he's one. I mean, and I know a lot of. See, the thing is, the Arsenal fans say, but he's good as a backup. He's a good squad player. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I think Martinelli, for his own career, has got to move on, because he ain't. He's not shining under this guy. As I said, we've got Gyökeres, Havertz, and then we go to the right, Madueke for. Which this one here, right, Normski, Madueke. By the way, big up Shane, absolute legend. My partner in crime on the retro show, the only retro show. We have to. By the way, we should. How can we say, make that show copyright? To be honest, Shane, because we don't want that going anywhere, my brother. Only joking, but no, big up Shane. Make sure you go and sub and subscribe to him. He does a full Irish breakfast. It's very tasty, and his Sunday roasts are even better. So make sure you go and follow that legend there, my friend. I don't think he's bought Madueke in at 52 million as to have him sitting on the bench. I think he's going to play on the left. What's your views on it, Norm?
Absolutely same thoughts. Yeah, you don't. So I think it's a case of. Why? Because I mean, you're looking at. I mean, of the two, of Martinelli and Trossard, in your mind, who do you think is likely to go?
I would say at this point, they'll try and get rid of Trossard. I'll say they'll try and move Trossard on.
Right.
That's my feeling. Only because Trossard kind of hinted he wanted out, didn't he, last season? And there was a time when he wasn't going to sign a contract and he was looking to go elsewhere. I think they're looking at. I think they still value Martinelli as having some sort of role in this squad personally.
Mm.
But me personally, and Kenny said the same, he's one player that we can cash in on and get good money for, because there will be teams wanting Martinelli.
Yeah.
Especially in the Premiership. There will be teams wanting Martinelli. So for me, get rid of him. However, from a club's point of view, I can see why they'll want to keep him, because they'll want to. I reckon they'll put Madueke on the left, Saka on the right, Martinelli on the bench, and then Martinelli comes on for Madueke to change things up. That's how I think he's looking at it. I don't know about you, but that's how I think he's looking at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is that if you do get rid of Trossard, I think Martinelli wouldn't end up with the backup for Madueke, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then obviously in a situation where if Saka is either injured or needs to be rested, he'll probably switch it up and then probably put Madueke back over that. So when he's making his changes, he'll then bring on so what he'll probably do is bring in Martinelli on the left, and then move Madueke over to Saka's side when he's taking Saka off. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just literally be a kind of case of, right, okay, if Saka's tired, then we'll move Madueke over on the right hand side. Yeah. Or if say for instance, it will start, and for starting the game, it will be Saka, Gyökeres, and Madueke.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Madueke, right? And again, listen, for me, when we signed him, that put pay to Rodrigo. That was your Rodrigo deal gone. That's finished, right? There's no way we're getting Rodrigo. I mean, I know people still think David C, big up, Mr. Friendly Match today. Did Big Mick play the new players? He had Zubimendi in there, but nothing. You didn't miss much, David C. You didn't miss much on a friendly, my friend. But Gyökeres didn't play. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much how we predicted, really. But for me, Madueke, he's been brought in, really, how I look at it, Norms, as well, that he can play left and right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the options that would give him, and this is only me just putting it out there, and this is when I say managers have to be brave and managers have to make things happen. Sometimes in games, especially our manager, he's a bit of a stick in the mud, isn't he, our manager? He sticks to the same tactics. When it needs changing up, you're kind of saying to him, like, make something happen, do something different. He's got an option, hasn't he? He could put Madueke on the right, Martinelli on the left, and bring Saka more central.
Yeah.
Imagine that in behind Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Imagine having Saka more central behind Gyökeres.
DJB, will he think like you? That's the question.
Exactly. He ain't going to think like us, is he? But that's an option for me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It makes us less predictable. And that's why I just want to see him switch it up. I'll say to the guy, look, switch it up. Like, you switch sides, confuse the opposition, but he doesn't do that. So teams work us out. I mean, today, I was talking to my son and he was saying, Dad, look, I know Saka is a talent today, but he was getting, I think it was that left back, Jacob. Is it what's the name? Jacob. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah. He got him, didn't he?
He scored an own goal today, I think.
Yeah, Murphy.
Jacob. Yeah, it's Jacob Murphy. Yeah, and he was finding it difficult to get past him. You know what I mean? And sometimes, so what I'm trying to say is, look, I'm not going to turn around and say that, Saka's rubbish. Because my son is like, no, Dad, I don't know. I keep teasing him, saying, you prefer Madueke over Saka, don't you? And he's like, no, but you're saying that Saka was rubbish today. You couldn't get past his man. Yeah, exactly.
Change it up.
If you're finding it difficult, change it up. Just move Madueke over to the right hand side. He's more direct.
Can you imagine, Norms? Can you imagine, right? If you're like the opposition manager, and you've set your game planned out, haven't you? And you're saying, right, let's lock Saka down. Who's the danger man? Saka, straight away. Two players on him.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I don't know, 55th minute or something like that, you're seeing Saka drift into the middle, and you've got Madueke on the right and Martinelli on the left.
Yeah.
Or if we sign Eze, him coming in off the left, and then you've got Saka in the middle, and you've got Madueke on the right. Suddenly you're thinking, hang on a minute, I haven't planned for this. This weren't in my game plan to play against Arsenal. Since when has Saka played more central? Exactly. I'm not saying play him now. I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is, if the game's going a bit dead, or nothing's happening, or nothing's moving, this is what I'm looking at my manager doing next season. I'm looking at him. I want him to be more braver, Norms. I want him to try things different.
Because sometimes you're not going to always have that situation where Saka's always going to beat his man. Because as you rightly say, what they do, they say, right, put 2-3 players on him. And then if I'm a manager and I'm seeing that, bro, Saka's having a hard time out there. He's got 3 players on there. He's getting kicked left, right, and center. Running into the ground. I'm saying to myself now, bro, we need to change this up. But he won't do that. He literally, that's why Saka's always limping off. Or just looks literally knackered. You watch him, I've watched some games where he can't run anymore.
Exactly.
Now that he's got Madueke, listen, I didn't want him. He's now here, so he's got the shirt. We have to back him. If he does well, brilliant. We'll shut up and say whatever. So get him in, switch it up. That's what I knock Arteta for is his in-game management. Not very good. It's not very good, because when you're in a situation where you're trying to win a game, right, and that PSG, and you're bringing on another defender, and then all you can resort to is Partey doing long balls on long throws. What are we doing there? You're paid 15.6 million, guys. Come on.
Exactly. I'm going to find that frustrating next season. If we've got all these flared players, if we've got like Madueke wanting to take on players, you've got Wanyeri wanting to play in the middle, you've got Max Dowman that wants to take players on, you've got Martinelli that want to run at players.
DJB,
you got your hard work. Yeah, exactly, man. You got your hard working midfield players in Rice and Zubimendi that can sit. Let these players go and express themselves. Look at Vitinha for PSG. He goes on the left, then he goes on the right, then he's in the centre. You imagine, I don't know, being like 1-1 or something, or 2-1 down, and you're thinking, and we're not creating many chances, and Gyökeres is having to drop deep because he's not getting any chances and all of this. All of a sudden, why can't you just sort of go, right, Madueke on the right, Saka in the middle, Saka just behind Gyökeres, Martinelli on the left, pull Odegaard off, let it all happen, let it all out. Do you know what I mean? Let it all hang out, guys. Let it all hang out. Why not? Do you know, this is what I want. This is what I want. If he tries things different and does different things, Norms, right, and it don't come off, at least I can turn around and say to myself, especially if I'm sitting there in the Emirates, at least I can turn around and go, well, he's tried something different there.
But
he's like, but hang on a minute, he's tried something. You know, I like the way he done that. Didn't come off, but at least he's trying something different. What really winds me up, Norms, is when nothing's happening, we're not creating nothing, and Saka's now completely marked out the game, getting kicked to pieces, drawing fouls, but we're not creating anything. Rice is trying to get the ball and drive at people. Martinelli's running down a blind alley, and we ain't doing anything. Do you know, this is my worry with Gyökeres, and I've said this before. Unless we get creative, I'm just worried Gyökeres will be isolated. I don't know how you feel on that, Norms.
No, 100%, and that's what I'm trying to say. That you don't want to have that situation where, you know, he's used to, as I said, having that ball at his feet and going through the transition, and the ball's played through the transition and moving that ball quick. If he's having to go and drop deep because it's just side with the team can't break it down for whatever reason, he's going to get frustrated. And the thing about, you know, they were talking about his character, Gyökeres' character. He's a winner. He's a
massively
winner. And I think we were listening to his former coach, and the coach was sort of saying that he hates to lose. Yeah, he couldn't care what it is. If he's doing drills, shooting drills, he hates to lose, which has got that winning mentality. He's come from Sporting Lisbon. He's scored loads of goals. He's won titles with them. That he's a winner. And what you and I can't remember. who said it? I don't know who said it, but he's a character. I think what his former coach was saying, who used to play for back in Sweden, was saying he's not that he's a moody player. He's a nice person to be around. But you know, and that's what I want, and I want that to rub off on the other
attitude. Norms, he's got attitude.
Yeah,
and this is and this is and I said this. I've been saying this in my streams. No player downs tools at any football club, and refuses to play and turn up for training. Because you're letting your fellow teammates down as well. You're showing a bad light, right?
Yeah.
And you don't score that many goals, no matter what league you play in, if you haven't got a bit of attitude. All top goal scorers that score them sort of goals have a bit of attitude, don't they?
Absolutely.
And this question here, I've been saying for ages, I don't think Arteta and Gyökeres will get along. I think they will, but I think it'll be tested. What do you think, Norms? I reckon it'll be heavily tested, don't you?
Like with anything, the managers start off nice, You get to know their character, you get to know what they like, what they don't like, and then we'll just see how it all turns out. And I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, look at the Aubameyang situation.
Yeah.
I mean, Arteta had his arms around him when they won the FA Cup. He's done it for him.
Yeah.
Mitchell was saying now, I've stripped him from the captaincy. Next thing, I've given them away to Barcelona. They've sold him.
Yeah.
It's just a whole mess. So it's going to be interesting.
It is,
this
man.
First season. And you know, my mate, I was doing a show with him last week and on my stream, and he was saying that, you know, Victor Gyökeres is coming with a target on his back, and there's a great expectation from him because you know he's put himself at the same table as Lewandowski, Haaland.
Yeah, he's coming with a big reputation. This is what I'm saying.
So there is pressure. There is pressure on him, and you know you can talk about how many goals you think he's going to score in his first season. Some people saying 30 goals. Come on, man, let's get real. Yeah,
and he's got to hit the ground running, Norms. He can't miss about.
That's right.
He has to hit the ground running.
He's 27, and so he has to hit the ground running. He's not a young player. He's not a project, you know. And you've looked at his stats and seen that this guy does bang goals. So he's not going to get the same level of goals that you see in the Portugal league. But you're hoping that with the amount of chances that we create, that he will be on the end of some of those. Do you know what I mean? As I say, you know, those 14 draws that we had last season, 21 points dropped from winning positions.
Yeah.
If we had a Gyökeres in that side, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Well, this is what I'm hoping for, man. This is what we're all hoping for. Is Isak likely to go to Liverpool? Who knows? Isak, I think Isak's day's numbered at Newcastle. And do you know what? It's typical, isn't it? We sign Gyökeres and Isak goes wandering, doesn't he? I mean,
they've just ended up accepting a deal for Diaz, so that's going through. So I don't know whether they're going to look at Rodrigo.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Should we have gone for Isak and Gyökeres? Let's go for Isak then, eh? Let's go to both.
Well, if you haven't got no issue spending, you know what I mean?
Where's this war chest? Come on.
Yeah, there's this war chest. We're not going to get affected.
Go get them both. Go get them both. Who'd you play then? He won't get them both, mate, because Havertz will definitely have to sit on them.
Yeah, Havertz would have to go. He'd have to be sold.
Exactly. Just want to go through this. Big up the chat, guys. What we got? We've got 110 in the building. Thank you very much indeed. Welcome to the Sunday session. Make sure that you're subbing to Normski, Normski TV. Make sure you go and sub to him. Let's get his subs up, guys. Follow Normski. He's an absolute gent on Stream World here. Yeah, he does some good things. Make sure you're subbing to my guest here. Thank you for subbing for me. Smash the likes. Shane's been in the building as well. Make sure you're shoving to Shane as well. And Jam Boy's in. Always a pleasure, Jam Boy. I'd love to get Isak. Yeah, I would have loved to have got him 2 seasons ago, my friend. But we give Eddie. You know, we've got Lynch in now. Johnny D. Yeah, we've got a few. We've got, Johnny D keeping the Arteta fan club flying. Just about. Yeah, Johnny D loves it, man. He don't care if we don't win a trophy for the next 30 years, mate. He just loves the ride. Do you know what I mean? He's a real one. He's a pleasure, man. It's only a bit of banter, Johnny. You know that. Listen, one thing with me chat, Norm, is they all come in, they all have a little talk to one another. It's a nice community at the moment.
No,
Liverpool winning the league next year. That's what it's all about. And as I said to them before, we've all got our own opinions. Whether we agree with them or not, it don't matter. They can disagree with me. They can disagree with all my guests. At the end of the day, as long as it's clean, as long as it's nice, that's all we care about, guys. It's a horrible world out there. Let's not make it horrible on here. That's all I'm saying. Big up, Lynch, my friend, as always, been with me from day one. Thank you very much. Our midfield is dead. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about our midfield. We spoke about it earlier on. I am worried about the creativity in the sense. I'm a little bit worried about our midfield. I've got to be honest with you. If Declan Rice goes down or we lose Zubimendi, Marino and Odegaard, I don't think it's going to be the answer. Let's see what Johnny's saying. I do care, but DJB, I heal fast. No point staying like a grumpy old grandma and angry at life. We improve as we come from season to season. That's all I can expect is honesty. Johnny, we all want the same thing, my friend. We all want trophies. I know you care, brother. I'm only giving you some.
We just want ours quicker. We just want it quicker.
Yeah, I'm only giving you some banter, Johnny D. But listen, if the manager is swinging and he's not doing the business, then Christmas, I'm afraid I want to eat my dinner with a new manager. Isak's too injury prone for 100 million or more. There's better deals out there. We got one. We got Yorkeres, 60 odd million. Bargain. Yeah, he likes Numsky. I can see where Vincenzo Petroni's coming with that. He is a little bit injury prone, and he has been out injured.
Yeah. I remember like when he started for Newcastle, he was out with a knee
exactly
toe problem. Yeah, he's had a fair few injuries with them.
Yeah.
At the same time, when he's played, he's always looked good. You know what I mean? So I think that was always been a niggling thing in the back of my mind. He's a great player, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, we're spending that kind of money. Will he stay fit completely? Now look at Gyökeres, mate. That guy's built like a tank. You know what I mean? And listen, when he takes that shirt off, brother, he's like, that's steel. You're hitting steel, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he has that kind of injury. You know, I mean, I don't know what his injury record is like, but I hardly hear that he's injured often. So if we've got someone that's really tough as old boots up there, then absolutely fantastic. But that's the only thing with Isak. He has got a bit of an injury history, and sometimes in the back of your mind, it's weighing in the back of your mind. We've just can you imagine spending 150 million pounds and then he goes out with a toe injury?
It's a nice gamble, though, isn't it? It's a nice gamble to have on your bench, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remember Arteta wanted Sesko. We're going to get into it. Gyökeres looks solid physically. He does look solid. Evening, gents. Oh, Brennick 740. Big up, my friend. Big up, everyone in the chat. Here he is, Johnny D. Just for you, my friend. Look, here he is. There he is. A little bit of Lynch as well. He likes us. A little bit of Lynch. Johnny D. There he is. There's the man. All right. Just to please you. We're going to have a little look at his press conference here, right? Okay. The striker signed late Saturday. Post-match press conference after our win over Newcastle United on Sunday, guys. There it is, right? So, the striker signed late on Saturday and was paraded before the kickoff on the Singapore National Stadium pitch. Yeah, PR. Only Arsenal, Only Arsenal. The PR is unbelievable. Straight away, Gyökeres is under pressure, isn't he? He's got the 14 shirt. He's paraded in Singapore. You know, the pressure this guy's under is incredible. Mikel Arteta was asked about the Swedes' arrival, as well as the win over Newcastle, Max Dowman contribution and more. Here's a full transcript. Let's have a look at this. On the attacking following the signing of Victor Gyökeres. This is it, Norms, right? Yeah, we do have plans. We do have a lot of options, and we're increasing the quality of the squad and the depth of the squad with all the signings that we have done. I wouldn't say he's increased the depth of the squad with Norgard.
No.
Okay. We are super happy. We're super happy, Norms. Not just happy. Chat, we're super happy. Big up the chat as well. Everyone in today. All right. He's been incredible. He was very clear from the beginning where he wanted to play and how passionate I felt from him from day one when we first spoke. So from day one when we first spoke, after I couldn't buy Sesko, I spoke to Yorker. All right.
Yeah.
Call me a cynic, chat, but you know that Johnny D, your man wanted Sesko.
Absolutely.
This guy landed on him by default. You can see the boys. You can see the environment as well. Very excited about his arrival. Yeah. On the interest from the club on Victor. Yeah, well, we can't talk about how the processes work, but it is a decision that we take between all of us. What do you reckon on that, Noms?
Okay, so let's dissect that. So,
what do you reckon on that, Noms? Let's have a little look at this.
Basically, we can't talk about the process. So, what happened is like this was the process. No, you can't have Sesko. It's too much money. No, but I wanted him for 2 years ago. I've got to have him. No, you ain't getting him, right? Listen, they pulled out. Yeah, we're gonna go for our other target, which is Victor Gyökeres. But surely, can't we just wait? Can't we just wait? Yeah. Let's long it out and hopefully, RB Lightsmith will lower the price. They weren't lowering the price for anybody. That was the process.
That was the process. Quite simple. The process was I wanted Sesko, couldn't get him.
Yep.
But Berta went and got Gyökeres, and I had to agree with it. That's what that should be saying.
Yeah.
Also, myself, we're very clear on the talent that we identified in the window. Okay. He identified Norgard, Kepa, right, and Madueke. What did he identify in Madueke when we paid 52 million for him and Chelsea only bought him for 20 odd mil? What did he identify in Madueke? Norms?
Look. He spoke in one of his he gave us the warning a few months back when we played Chelsea, and he said he said they were absolutely one of the best attacking sides, you know what I mean, in the league, not the world. So that was the preparation. Get ready, we're going for one of your attacking players. I don't know what he saw in this guy, a guy that scored 13 goals over 3 seasons for Chelsea, paid 28 million pounds for this guy. Yeah. He's nowhere on that kind of level. I've spoken to numerous amount of Chelsea guys, and I said if he was still at Chelsea and with the players that Chelsea have currently bought in, where would he be in the pecking order? They said 3rd, 4th choice. So why are we spending 52 million pounds on it? Why was it so easy just to get this deal so quickly over the line when we're spending time, navigating, trying to sort out this 10 million add-on things, and we just go and slap down whatever it was up front, 20 million, 48 million, and then whatever the add-ons were. It's ridiculous. It's our
project, isn't he?
Yeah, Arteta thinks that I can make an average player a better player. I think that's what it is about Arteta. I think that's what he's thinking in his head. I can take this guy and make him better than what he is. Yeah. And he seems to be going for all these extra. The same thing with Sterling. Yeah, it didn't work out.
Project.
I hope and pray it works out with Madueke, but everybody from the top fans to the fans on the fence to the bottom gooners were saying this is a strange one. This is a strange one that we're going to spend this kind of money. But what you're finding now is that the top gooners are now trying to justify his price tag.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll only justify it if he bangs in 12, 15 goals.
Exactly.
And the problem is, right, I still say it, okay? I'm not going to be super negative. But for me, if you was to say to me, where have we improved in this Arsenal team? The only outstanding signing where we've improved is Gyökeres on Arteta. Gyökeres on Havertz. Yeah. That's the only outstanding that comes up and hits me is that. Yeah. All the rest are kind of like for like.
That's right.
Zubimendi, Jorginho, not really. Norgard, Jorginho, not really. Zubimendi, our Partey. Is he miles better than Partey? Well, we saw defensively today he's not. Yeah. So for me, at the moment, Gyökeres is the only upgrade that we've signed. On Gyökeres having an impact at the club, well, I hope so. We have a few of them as well as the window, and that's why we want to create as well. You know, that excitement internally, that competition and those resources internally and externally. Yeah. More waffle. We want our supporters as excited as possible. Win something then, please.
Yep.
That's the only way you're going to get us excited this season, Arteta. That's the pressure that you have put this club under. Really believing in what the team can deliver. Okay, what can you deliver? Creating at the Emirates that special atmosphere. Again, he's turning on the fans. Wants the special atmosphere at the Emirates. Do you know what he said in the press conference the other day? He believes that there's 8 teams that can win the Premiership.
Yeah, do you know what?
Talk about deflecting.
Yeah.
This is a man under so much pressure.
Yeah.
He has turned around and said there are 8 teams that can win the Premiership. Johnny D, your man coming out with more waffle.
Yeah.
8 teams that can win the Premiership. If this ain't a guy under pressure, then tell me one there is.
Did he care to mention who these 8 teams were? Of
course he didn't.
Right.
I want to know. I'll tell you there's not 8 teams.
I'll tell you this one now, DJB. If we don't win the league, that's one of the reasons. So that will be added to the excuses.
Excuses. Yeah. Well, there was 8 teams in it.
Yeah. Rashida's been picking out all the excuses. What these top teams have been doing.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely right. Really believing in the team. That special atmosphere. Special atmosphere again. On whether Mikel is still looking to add more depth to the squad. More depth to the squad now, Norms, right? Yeah. What that question should be. Big up the pro man. Another one. Thank you very much indeed. Big up, my friend. Right. See, how I would ask, right, is why are we looking for bench players? When are we going to sign players that are going to push the first 11 for competition? Let's see the market. It's still going on, and we'll have to balance that out with the squad as well. I think we'll be open to see what happens.
Yep.
Very short there. Not a lot of on Max Dowman's performance. Yeah, it's special. Obviously, what he's done today against this team in the time that he had on the pitch is something certainly not common. Certainly not common to witness for a 15-year-old. We are extremely happy to have him. I think, again, the environment that he's in and around his family, the people at the club and around the academy as well, super helpful because they put him into the position so early into his journey, having a real chance and a real presence when he plays for the first team. Yeah, the academy's done well with him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The academy's done well with him. So how he goes from there. On Mosquera, wasn't in the matchday squad against Newcastle because he needs to start to pick up the feelings again. What does he mean by that? See what I mean? He does talk a bit of waffle, doesn't he?
Goosebumps. He needs to pick up the goosebumps again.
He needs to... He needs to pick up them feelings again. What feelings are they? I don't want any more feelings of coming runners-up, Norms. I don't want that feeling of missing out on the finals. I'm fed up of them feelings.
Oh,
yeah, come on. Big up, Clement. Always a pleasure, my friend. But we'll take an FA. Yeah, I'll take an FA Cup. I'll take a domestic double. Yeah, feelings again. He played under the 21 Euros. Then he didn't really train with Valencia. Then that signing period was extended a little bit and conditions here are really tough. And there's a lot of information for him. It's a lot of information for him at the moment, Norms. All right. A lot of physical demands as well that we put him in. Okay, so we're going to have to manage him slowly. He's not the only player we're going to have to manage slowly. There's about 4 players there that are coming back from horrific injuries.
Yeah.
Look at Gabriel.
Yeah. I even heard him the other day saying how he's really pushing Saka to get him back to the levels, but you've got to be careful with that. You know, pushing Saka, come on. You've got to be careful, mate. This guy is just coming back from a serious injury. You've got to manage it properly.
100%, my friend. 100%. Numpsky is in the chat, pinned. Yeah, come on. Numpsky 5284. Make sure you go and sub to Numpsky, my man. Yeah. On Calafiore coming off through injury. Yeah, he said that he felt a little tweak.
Oh, here we go.
He feels more tweaks than I do, I tell you, than I used to. Girlies back in the day. So I don't know how big it is, but hopefully not.
Pause.
What the hell is that all about? He don't know how big it is, but hopefully not.
You need a pause on that, man.
He's come off with a little tweak, Normsky.
You need a pause on that one, mate. How big it is, so you need a bit of a pause on that one.
Honestly, how many more tweaks this guy got to have?
Well, this is it, and we've heard this before.
Big up, yes, man.
We've heard this before. He's had a little tweak and whatever. We don't know how big it is, and then next thing you know, he's out for 2 months.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this is the worry. This is in a pre-season. He's too injury prone. This guy had an injury record when he was playing for Bologna. His injury record was atrocious. Did they look at that? Wouldn't you have said to yourself, I'm spending £40 million on this guy, and I'm looking at his injury record. I'll be staying away from that. 100% staying away from that. But if Mikel Arteta wants him, he's going to get him. Yeah? So it is what it is. And we're going to have this situation, as I said.
This is what worries me with left back. This is what worries me with the left back position. It's either Skelly. Our left guys chat, right? Big up Yasser, mate. Yasser, make sure you go and sub to Yasser TV. Big up Yasser. 100 likes. Yeah, not good enough, guys. Come on, let's get them likes up. Make sure you're subbing to Normsky as well. Big up the Yasser. Big up Clement as well. 100% Clement. Our left back positioning, this is worrying. Calafiore, Sinchenko, and Skelly.
Yeah.
So we've solved one problem by getting a striker. But this is what I'm saying. Have we really, really improved the squad in all departments? Are we solid in all departments?
No, we haven't. That is the problem going forward. And that's why I worry about that midfield and I worry about that left back position.
Yeah. On Zubimendi's performance, very good. I think the demand that Newcastle put on you, especially in midfield, with the kind of plays and profiles, well, he was on demand and he did look okay. He looked all right. It was all right. It wasn't exceptional. I think he coped with the intensity, with the physicality. He's so smart. He's one step ahead constantly. He said this about Havertz, didn't he? He can read situations. He can execute at a higher speed, whether he's in space or not. And that's not a common thing to have in a player, especially when you're a midfield player. Well, we'll see. We will see, Mikel, when the season gets going.
Yep.
On the physicality of the game, I think it's not. I think it's not a friendly. I think they are a test, and I think you have to take this as an opportunity as well as to raise the competitive level. And there are things that physically, obviously, we want to achieve, but there are things in terms of how we compete, how we understand the position and the willingness to win. The willingness to win.
Not the dog. Not the dog.
The willingness to win, people. Did you hear that from the boss? The willingness to win. Will he better win something then next season, hadn't he?
Yeah.
Okay? Because winning is what it's all about. You try telling those lionesses if they hadn't have got over the line today, what they felt like. Look at those Spanish women on that pitch.
Absolutely.
It's all about women.
Yeah.
It's not about, well done, Spain, for coming second. Well done. It's about winning. And that's where we need to be, guys. I don't care about willingness to win, mentality. On Gorgires, this is the one. Strong ability from the penalty spot. This is it. Well, I'm sure that he will step in if they allow him to do so. Who's going to allow him to do so, Norms? Whose job is it on the field of play to allow him to step in to take a penalty. Isn't it the manager's job to make that? This is where you've got a weak coach, guys. This is where he doesn't make. This is where he doesn't step up. I thought it was the manager's job to pick who takes the penalties.
Yeah.
But according to this first sentence here, well, I'm sure that he will step in if they allow him to do so. Who?
What we're gonna have a Chelsea situation here. They're fighting over the. Listen, he should just say in the press. I would respect him more. Listen, the players might not like you, but you're the manager at the end of the day. So you just say, well, yeah, I would. It would be my penalty taker, and that's what it is. Bang, he's going to be the penalty taker, whatever. If he decides whatever, if he's not on the pitch of play, on the field of play, then you go to the next one. Yeah, but don't come out and because you're just leaving it's ambiguity there and it's uncertainty there by you saying, well, if they allow him to, you're just putting it out there. So all of a sudden, it creates a conversation now. Well, what's going to happen there? What's it going to be like when that first penalty does happen? You know, is he going to take the ball off Saka?
I mean, this is what I'm trying to say, right? Now, what you got to remember that Gyökeres, remember that it was his decision and the board to sign him, and he was happy to have him on board, right? It says, because as you say, he's been very consistent and he scored many goals, but we have some other penalty takers, really good ones as well. So, Mr. Gyökeres, you're not going to walk straight into my team and take the penalties. You're going to do as you're told, like all the rest of them. So this is how you have to look how this manager thinks.
Yeah.
That sentence there to me is putting Gyökeres in his place from day one.
Yeah.
What do you think, Noel?
No, it says it. I mean, when he ends up by saying, well, if they don't resolve it amongst themselves, then I will have to intervene in that right moment. It shouldn't be getting to that stage. It should not be getting to that stage. Black and white. So either Gyökeres is taking the main penalty taker, and that's it. Don't start saying we have many penalty takers, because at the end of the day, right, Saka takes most of our penalties. After Saka is Odegaard, and last season he missed a couple. Odegaard missed a couple. So those are your two main penalties. Saka's the main penalty taker, but we've seen what Gyökeres can do, yeah. And I'm looking at his record of taking penalties. He rarely misses. So just say he's the number 9 or the number 14, should we say then? Yeah, he's our number 14. He's our main striker. He must take the penalties.
He's passing the buck because then he says, so they will resolve it themselves. And if not, I will intervene in the right moment.
No.
When's he going to intervene when they're all having a punch up on the pitch? Who takes the penalties?
Yeah. He's just creating something out of nothing. Do you know what I mean? You could have just cut that dead just by saying, yes, he will be our main. There's nothing wrong with being straightforward. Yeah? Stop giving us smoke screens.
Yeah. Again, it's just more waffle from this guy, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just more waffle.
DJB, with Arteta, it's all about sleight of hand. You know, it's all about sleight of hand, and you're trying to figure out what is this guy really saying. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He does some strange things. He says some strange things in that. So
he's under pressure, though, isn't he?
Of course, he's under pressure. Absolutely under pressure. And then the fact that he says that there's 8 other teams that are going to be challenging for the title. I mean, TalkSport picked up on it, and essentially what they just basically said is that he's absolutely under pressure, and nobody will say that kind of thing. It started already, even before the season has even started, and he's saying strange things like that. Last season, it was we was the better team, because why? Oh, because the guys on the bench said so. Well, my man debunked that. Enrique said, no. We was the better team, and as a matter of fact, we're now Champions League. Yeah, champions. Yeah, so how you worked out that we were the better team on the day, I have no idea.
No, exactly.
He's the protagonist, guys.
Exactly. It's a worry for me. Do you know what, though, Norms? When I read into his press conferences, when I read into that and what he was saying about Gyökeres and penalties and this, that, and the other, why have I got this feeling that he's going to sort of not make him our main man? Why have I got this feeling? I've just got this horrible feeling that somehow or other he's going to rotate him with Havertz in certain games, in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Or he'll end up putting this brother out on the left and putting Havertz in the middle. What do you reckon, Norms?
Well, we can go back to when we was talking earlier on about what his previous coach, when he was playing in Sweden, and said, like, you know, obviously when he's playing as an out-and-out number 9 in a transition situation, they like to play whatever that formation is. But sometimes they will play him out on the wide in a 4-3-3, right? And I'm sure Arteta would have went, really? Yeah. So there's a chance that he's gonna shoehorn Havertz back into the side, and maybe in certain games have Gyökeres playing out on the left or playing out on the right, because he's quite strong on both feet. That is the issue we've got. As I said, I just want him to see him change it up. I don't want to be here now. We have 45 different formations whilst we're playing. That's just another get out of.
Let them sort it out themselves.
That's what it sounds like. 45 different formations whilst we're playing. Get out of it.
Sort it out themselves. Can you imagine it? Will you play? Be like picking a school team, wouldn't it? Like when you go out on the playground with a ball under your arm. No, my ball. You're playing here. You're playing now.
Yeah. No, I mean the Havertz thing. As I said, it's always been that elephant in the room with him, because you're bringing in a top class player like him. Because listen, he's got to prove himself in the Premier League. Yeah. I think he will do well. Not going to say like he's going to come in and hit the ground. We just don't know. Any person that you buy is a risk. Paying that money is a risk. You just don't know. But when I listen to Gyökeres and I listen to the way he speaks, you can see that there's a sense he's quite confident. I look at Havertz, and when you hear he seemed quite a timid kind of guy. Doesn't really think to himself, well, I'm one of those guys that can come out and do the business now. Do you know what I mean? So for me, Gyökeres, I think, will come in and do the business. But Havertz is the problem, because he's got to play him somewhere. There's talk that he could drop him back into midfield, but then you're affecting another position. I think, honestly, he's one that you can bring off the bench as an option, but it's where Arteta will do that. I don't think he will. And I think at the start of the season,
do you think he'll?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to even bring up and say. Come the start of the season away to Man United, who starts? I've got a funny feeling it will be Havertz that starts.
Do you think so?
I've got a funny feeling. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Can you imagine? I'm with you.
I think these next. I mean, listen, if he ends up playing any kind of part in the North London derby in the pre-season, and then there's a couple of games back at home in the Emirates Cup, we'll see how he is in training. And I mean, we don't get to see him privy to the training, so he can make his assessment and judgment from that. But you would hope that we're looking at him and say there's a guy that's hungry, and I'm going to put him in the side and start him. So I think because our Arteta is so predictable, you're going to look and think the first game of the season, Zubimendi will obviously probably be the one that starts in that midfield.
Yeah.
And then I think he might be the only, what I mean? Other than that, I think it'll just be the same old. I think it'll be the same old team coming out against Man United.
For me, he's got to play. Gyökeres has got to play.
I wanted to start him. Yeah,
hit the ground running, score goals, set the bar, set the levels.
Put it there.
Put the fear of God against other teams. Get it done.
Right, DJB. In the Premier League, he's an unknown quantity.
He is, yeah. They don't know how to play against him.
And they don't know how to play up against him. So why not do that? Because as soon as you bring Havertz in there, it's like, oh, here we go. Yeah, he's going to be missing chances. And then what happens? The fans get restless. Then the team will feel that pressure. You know what I mean? Listen, can you imagine Gyökeres starting a game? And even if he banged the goal in the last minute or done something, look
exactly.
Funny enough, Declan Rice scored his debut goal against Man United, albeit that was at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's have that moment. Let's have that moment at Old Trafford.
Yeah. Jason Carter, afternoon, evening, DJB and Norms. Off topic, but I'm super proud, Dad, because my 5-year-old daughter was baptised today. Just so proud, wanted to share. Big up, Jason.
Big up, Jason.
Congratulations. Big up your 5-year-old daughter as well. Bless my friend. Bless everyone in the community as well. Giving Jason some big ups as well. No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Happy days.
Yeah, man.
Happy days. Always. Big up DJB and his mems. Is our mems again. Hope you're all well. Congrats on your win today. Wasn't a pleasant win, but a win's a win. I guess my team looks strong. That Cunha is one to watch out for. He's talented. Yeah, he's a good player, Mems. You signed a good one there, Cunha. Yeah. Your manager's like our manager, though. He's under so much pressure next season. I can't see him. I reckon it's one of them that's going to roll first, personally.
Yeah.
But I mean,
who do you think, DJB? Who do you think has the most pressure?
Arteta, massively. Okay. Oh, massively. I think even Mems will agree with this, right? And the chat will agree with this. In my book, if Man United can get into Europe and get in and around 5th or 6th and have a good cup run, that's building blocks for Man United. I don't think they're really kind of expected to win the league.
No.
But we are expected to do big things. We was expected to do big things last season, the season before, and now we've got Gyökeres. There's no hiding place, is there? There's no excuses now, Norms, is there?
No, there isn't.
Even though the manager's coming out with waffle like there's 8 teams that can win the Premiership, he ain't putting the wall over our eyes, is he, Norms?
Oh boy. He started already, mate, hasn't he? He started already.
Of course he has. Of course he has. And the trouble is, we've got, there's people out there that get sucked into all this nonsense that he comes out with.
Yeah.
It's pure and simple, guys. In layman's terms, I will give it to you straight. If this guy fouls this season, he's gone. Simple as that. There is no injuries, red cards, wrong type of ball. Illnesses, pitches, playing surfaces, colours, all this nonsense. Pure and simple. If this guy does not win anything major next season, unfortunately, he's not bigger than Arsenal Football Club, and he has to walk. He has to go, and he knows that. He knows that. Pure and simple.
I think, DJB, I think some of it's gone now.
It's way beyond it, Norms.
I don't think it's something that you starred, but it was something. I can't remember who made the comment. I think they were saying that if Arteta comes second again, doesn't win any trophies and that, does the owners give him another 4 years? So it was a question that was posed in the chat. Quite back for it, but that is essentially what the question is. Does the owners, if he comes second again, that's four times in a row, and he doesn't win any trophies, does the owners give him 4 years?
Oh, he can't. He can't, Norms, can he? He can't. How can he have another 4 years? He just, I wouldn't even give him a month. I think the owners are onto him now, personally. See, I said this, right? And I big up the chat. Make sure you sub in. Make sure you sub into Normski. Smash the like, sub. You know how it works, guys. Come on. Thank you very much indeed. Anyone that's just joined me for the first time, always welcome. Welcome to the community. And that's what we're trying to do, guys. Building up the community. Everyone's welcome. And it's a nice Sunday evening, end of the weekend, start of the week. Happy days. I mean, how I look at it, Norms, is like, I'm just tired now. I just want someone to be accountable for failure.
Yeah.
I can't keep glossing failure all the time. I can't.
Well,
it's wearing. It's wearing. Jam Boy, I think 29 starts the season up top because he's already hinted that Gyökeres hasn't played since his last game at Sporting. There you go, Jam Boy.
Yeah,
there's waffle in there. This guy is going to try and get Havertz in the team.
Yeah.
That is why he wanted Sesko. Let's not beat around the bush. The whole reason why he wanted Sesko was because it would be easier for him to play his system and get Havertz in the team.
Yep.
Unpopular opinion. You'll like Arteta more after this season. Johnny D, I hope you're right. Johnny Dark, I hope you're right.
I'll tell you this now. Johnny D, I'll tell you this now.
Tell him.
I'll definitely like him if he wins the league.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Johnny, will you come back? Will you come back if we end up with nothing again and say sorry?
What the question, Johnny, what would do it for you in terms of if he doesn't win a major next season? If he doesn't win anything, and he comes fourth,
yeah,
would you still give him another chance, or would you say, you know, 6 years enough is enough, or are you going to say, well, maybe who else is out there that could manage this side?
Exactly.
What's your thoughts on that, Johnny? Let us know in the chat, my friend.
Yeah, exactly, and everyone else, that's on this, everyone else as well. How many years would you give this guy? Okay, let's put it out there, right? If he won an FA Cup, would you give him another season? Put a 1 in the chat if you'd give him another season if he won the FA Cup. Madueke Gorka Saka will start for you guys against us. He starts Havertz. He then has to come out the following press conference and just release the hoods, Kai and exactly. Honestly, release the hoods. Kai and co have of him. There you go. I mean, I think he'll play Havertz. Jason, congrats on your 5-year-old daughter. Yeah, congrats, guys. I'm a bit behind on the old chat as it happens because I enjoy talking to Norms and everything. I tell you, DJB, don't underestimate my team United. If you saw us versus West Ham. Come on, Mems, man. You're playing West Ham. Any ardent West Ham fan will tell you that they're in the crap next season. They're more interesting. Their owner has got to go. Yeah. You honestly can't believe that your team is going to rock up and do damage next season. I'll tell you what, Mems, right? If you finish above Arsenal, I'll buy you something. Me and Norms will buy you something special.
I mean, it's a long
way. You an Arteta mug.
It's a big jump from 15th to, say, top 4. I think there's a lot of work that they've got to do. Not going to lie, there's a lot of work that they've got to do, and there's still a lot of players that they've got to get rid of their books. I think they're still looking for a striker, because if not, they're gonna go into the season with Højlund and Zerkamp. Listen, Cunha's a good player. We was looking at him at one point. And Bemo as well. Two good players, you know what I'm trying to say. But you need that focal point. They will get you goals. Is he going to be more of a threat? Cunha is going to be more of a threat than Gyökeres? I'd probably say Gyökeres is going to be more because obviously his goal scoring abilities. So yeah. And listen, it's not going to be easy. We're not just going to rock up at Manu's, Old Trafford and turn you over. It's not going to be one of those games. I think we've said, DJB, that it could end up being a draw anyway. I think that's what we're looking at, that first game of the season.
I had it down as a draw because it doesn't matter what players you sign, Arsenal or Man United, it's always no matter how. When we play Man United, we never do well at Old Trafford, do we, Noms? We never set the place.
It's not an easy place to go to.
No, do you know what? And I have got that as a complete draw. I might be wrong, and I hope.
And the craziest thing is, there's other teams that go there and just rip them apart. Brighton, just play teams that go up there and tear them apart, tear them apart. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a mental thing with us or what. I don't really know.
Yeah, look, disagree. He's here till 2030, old Arteta. Neutral, I pray for us to win the league like all the other fans out there. But to be honest, after seeing our match West Ham, I'm highly confident we'll get the result versus Arsenal. We look good. Okay, mate. As I said, we don't normally go to Old Trafford and play well, Mem, so we'll see. Big up your confidence as well. Congrats on your daughter. Yeah, Jason getting big congrats. It's all in here, guys. We're all part of the community tonight. Norms, just want to say, right? No, if he wins a cup double, yes. Now we're all coming in, right? what they're saying, Norms, is got to win a cup double. Some of them are saying we've got to win a cup double to keep him. I don't think an FA Cup will save his job, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think even your top gooners now want the Premiership.
Well, that's what they've talked about, isn't it? They've just said nothing but a major, and a major is either the Premier League or the Champions League. An FA Cup for some is not enough now. Do you know what I mean? Whereas we're saying we're so starved of winning, we just want a trophy. Yeah, just exactly. Get that winning mentality back. But it's not enough, and I know yourself and Shane have sort of made a point of this, that even if he did win a cup, that you wouldn't want him to be staying on beyond.
No, I think his time's up. I think I've said it all the time. I think that there comes a time, doesn't there, Norms, when you just kind of you reach your level in any walk of life. You reach your max, don't you?
Yeah.
And I think he's reached his max. I don't think he can take us any further. I think he's done some good things. He's got us back competing. He's got us back there, but I don't think he can take us any further unless he can prove me wrong and be a bit more braver in game, and his in-game management is better. But I can't see him doing it. He's just set in his ways, isn't he? And when you hear his press conferences and what he comes out with, and the little things he comes out with, and words he uses, you just think you're just set in your ways.
Yeah. He's holding his club back.
Yeah, 100%. Make sure you sub into Norms. So getting on to Thursday, Norms.
Yeah.
Before we go, mate, it's always a pleasure having you on, my friend. You know that, my friend.
Always. Lovely cup of tea, cup of Rosie Lee.
Oh, that's what the Sunday sit back's all about.
Mini digestives are being.
What you're going to do, you're going to see Norms quite a bit with me next season, because what we're going to do, we're going to be doing a midweek review. So we're going to be doing a midweek review on Arsenal, and then we're going to pick a game, whatever game that is, and we'll do a little review on that as well. Could even be your lot, Mems, one day. You never know. All right, so yeah, you're getting funny now. But what team do you reckon he'll play against Spurs in the friendly? Do you think he'll go big? Do you think he'll start with a team he's going to start at Old Trafford? Do you think Gyökeres will start, or do you think he's going to mix it with the youngsters again? And because what he's done so far, he started with Norgard and Rice, didn't he? And then he started with Zubimendi and dropped Rice today. I personally think against Spurs, he's going to start. He'll give us an idea who he's going to start against Man United with. What do you reckon?
I think he will. One, because of obviously bragging things, but I think he will go much stronger. I think he will start. I think the midfield. If I look at the midfield, you've got what's his name? Odegaard, Rice, and Zubimendi. The back, it'll be Ben White, because obviously Timber
not fit, is he?
He's still way off. Still got. I don't even know if he's training on grass yet. And then your centre back pair. Because I'm not too sure what's happening with Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't know what's happening with him. I'm hoping that he's fit to play. Then you'll go with Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and then in terms of your front three, so it'll be Saka on the right. I think he's gonna go with Havertz. I think he will go with Havertz because, from what he was saying in the press conference, because he hasn't trained a lot. So that's why I don't see him starting. He might be on the bench, but I don't see him starting him. And then obviously it'll probably be Martinelli on the left. But there's not really much. That's what I'm trying to say. There's not really much change. So that could be the team that goes in at the start of the season against Man United.
I think so. I don't think he'll play Gyökeres. I reckon you'll see Gyökeres come on at some point.
Yeah, he might start him.
But I don't think he's going to start him.
I think he's going to start Havertz. Yeah, and I think
he's going to start Havertz personally. I think you put Martinelli on the left. I think you put Saka on the right, and I think he'll start with Zubimendi and Rice.
Yeah,
against Spurs. Ben White right back, Skelly left back.
I mean, if hopefully Gabriel,
and I reckon he'll go Kivior and Saliba.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, because I don't think Gabriel is going to be.
No, Gabriel ain't going to be fit.
Yeah,
Gabriel ain't going to be fit, and that's a worry for me, Norms.
Yeah,
I'm worried about Gabriel
at the start of the season.
Yeah,
I don't want to see Kivior next to Saliba. I can't. You know what I mean? Saliba needs to be next to his main guy. So yeah, I mean, look, if anything, if he ends up probably playing when if he starts him when they come back and play the Emirates Cup. I think there's two. Is it 2 games, the Emirates Cup? Is it 2 games they're playing?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I mean, Lynch says it'd be too early. It'd be typical Mikel not to play him at all. Gyökeres. Big up Lynch, always my friend. Yeah, I mean, could be. I'm not fussed if Gyökeres plays against Spurs. I want him. Do you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Gyökeres train with the lads first.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and I'd like Emirates Cup. That'd do for me. Play a couple of games in the Emirates Cup, and then start the season.
There'll be a bit of a buzz, wouldn't there? There'll be a bit of buzz. Yeah. Emirates, they're going to parade him.
Villarreal and Atletico Bilbao.
You think then in the Emirates Cup?
Yeah, big up debut at home.
With him having a few training sessions under his belt, parade him at the Emirates and possibly starting him at the Emirates.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'd like to see. Get him in at the Emirates, make him play, as Lynch says.
If he has a
debut at home, definitely.
Can you imagine DJB if he has a real banger both games?
Yeah,
that for me, the fans will be saying you've got to start him against Man United. But we know Mikel Arteta. We know what this geezer's about. Yeah. So
and Joseph, of course, I've got my sleeping bag ready. It's ready to go, fluffed up. My sleeping bag is ready to go. Block 114. If anyone's at the Emirates, you want to come round and see me, shake me hand. No problem at all, guys. No problem at all. But yeah, one other thing is we've got to keep our feet firmly on the ground, don't we? We don't know how Gyökeres is going to start the season. No, we don't know how Zubimendi is going to start the season, Norms, do we? No. You know, Max Dowman, it's exciting, but realistically, is he going to get thrown in many times next season? I can't really see it, to be honest. I can't really see it. Where's my retro jersey with the number 11 and my lemonade? We're doing the retro show with Shane. It's Shane's turn to host this week. We are doing, and we've got a nice little intro to show you as well. Make sure you're subbing to Normski. Make sure go and show him some love. Sub to Normski. How's it going, Normski? How's it going, my friend?
Yeah. I mean, as I say, I'm doing that obviously the one show on the Wednesday, but I'm thinking, because of with work situation, stuff like that. But I go onto other people's stream like yours, absolutely banging, and obviously looking forward to next season when we do the reviews. The games.
It'd be good, man. It'd be good.
Hopefully, there'll be great reviews and not us being pulling our hair out and being frustrated. You know what I mean?
Mate, I can't pull any more hair out. I won't have no more hair left. I'm hanging on to what I've got.
Yeah, well, mine used to be black when I supported.
Do you know what? I had more hair than Elvis Presley, mate, before I watched the Arsenal.
I can imagine.
5 years. In 5 years, I've lost so much.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, I can't be doing that again. I can't be doing that again.
Yeah, and obviously, all the other shows I jumped on the Bruised Banana, which another great show. OGs, Aaron, and stuff like that. So
we've got our OGs tomorrow.
Shows I jump on and everything. So you really enjoy that, and but I'm hoping, as I say, in the future. I mean, I do my Matrix videos when I hear some nutty
That's
things.
The one. That is the one.
Yeah. I do a few of those uploads. I hadn't uploaded for a little while, but I did on this occasion do one. So I'll be doing that, and obviously when the games do kick in and everything, I will be doing my pre-recording match review after the game, as well as doing the live reviews with DJB. So looking forward to
we'll do some reviews, man. Definitely. No, do you know what, chat? Honestly, I can't always thank you. Always thank you. Can't thank you enough for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have you on my Sunday sit back, which is my staple for me channel. And I'll be going live tomorrow at about 1:15. We're going to be talking a little bit more about Max Dowman, new kid on the block.
Yeah,
we'll be talking about the season again. So come and join me if you're around tomorrow. Chat, thank you very much. If you haven't subbed to me and you haven't subbed to this man, make sure you do. Also smash the likes. So if you haven't smashed the likes, let's make sure everyone smashed the likes. I want to thank everyone, the Jam Boy legend, Lynch. All right, Johnny D. All right, you get a mention. All right, Johnny D. Johnny D. Yeah, there he is again. Look, what's he saying?
What's he saying?
Something nobody mentions about Arteta's press conference. Coming in, Johnny. From a few days ago, he said that the inner demands of the club must exceed the outer demands. That by itself says he knows we must win. There you go. So, Johnny, no excuses then, eh? Because last season he was coming on the pitch and he was going, do not accept second, guys. Do not accept losing. Remember when he came on the pitch with his mic?
Yeah.
Last season? Do not settle for anything else, guys. And here we are, one season on, Johnny. Yeah. Still nothing. You need to go and watch some history of Arsenal, my friend. But, Johnny, always a pleasure. You know that, my friend. Always a pleasure. Do you know what? It's nice, though, Normski. It's nice to get some different. It's nice to have you on here. What I'm getting on here, right? We're getting your sort of Arteta comments, like your Arteta people and that. But it's all respectable, and that's what it's all about.
Listen, we all have different views. I think we all want the same thing, which is to
love
win.
You, Lynn.
Yeah, we all want to win, and
yeah, exactly.
But we just choose a different road to go down to get to that. You know what I mean? We want to get to that journey. We want to get to that destination a lot quicker than, say, the top gooners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I like about it all. You know, we've got people that are on the fence. We've got people that are kind of but I think at the bottom line is we all want to win, and we all know that this manager's under pressure. We all want the best. Yeah, look, Lynch, you too, Norms. Look, see, big up the Lynch. Johnny says he's 40. I think he's 40. Jam Boy. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But we're all welcome, no matter what age. No matter what age. As long as it's clean on here, we don't care. DJB, you have seen the mad video on the AFTV media about the new striker signing. Oh no, I've not. Have you seen it?
Is that the intro of them welcoming Victor Gyokeres? And I think it's Cecil doing some voiceover. Sounds like he's got something over his mouth, and he's
sounds like Darth Vader.
He's trying to sound like Darth. He's trying to sound like Darth Vader, and it's just basically listen.
I can't watch it, man.
Honestly, guys, listen. Look, why go over the top? And these things come back to bite you. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've done this. Yeah, sure, I've done this, but come on, look, you're making welcome videos and that. What if it goes wrong? Look, they've done the party. Look, they've done the party welcome video with Robbie. Yeah, doing them, and what happens? We still haven't won a title. You know what I mean? We got this guy in, but we didn't win a title. So
keep your feet on the ground. Let's see how the guy goes. You know, he's under too much pressure as it is.
I know they get excitable, and I get it. I know they get excitable, and listen, you know, they're reaching like millions of people, so they have to be told, and they need to do all of these stuff and whatever. But sometimes it can be. Listen, as Bink said, it can be embarrassing and cringeworthy.
It's clickbait, isn't it? It's clickbait. At the end of the day, he's clickbaiting it. Listen, it's a little bit of fun and all that, but the bottom line is, Gyokeres has not played in the Premiership. Well, he did for Brighton, but not too many games as far as I can tell. So we've got to just see how he goes, guys. We've just got to see how he goes. I'm telling you now, if we don't sign Eze, And we don't. If he does, I'll keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it for everyone in the chat and for all of everything else. Gyökeres or no Gyökeres, if this guy, pure and simple, does not change the way he plays tactically, Gyökeres is going to end up looking like Kai Havertz.
Yep.
He has got to feed Gyökeres. He has got to change the way he plays. If he doesn't, Gyökeres is going to look pretty ordinary. So it's down to you, Arteta. It is down to you. You've got all the tools now. There's no excuses. It is down to you. And that's the bottom line, Norms, isn't it? That is the bottom line.
That's it. You've got to prove it now. You know, as you said, there's no more excuses now. Yeah, there's no more. The excuses.
Big up,
now. You've got your players that you wanted. Yeah, or you supposedly wanted. You probably would have preferred Sesko, but now you've got Gyökeres.
Yeah.
But then Gyökeres is the one that's going to either blow him up and show him up. You know what I mean? Or he makes this thing work. You know what I mean? We've heard it. He said it's not good.
Manager.
Second place is not good enough. Yeah. Listen, we're under pressure because Liverpool. Listen, again, people are saying that the only reason why Liverpool are going to win the league again is because they bought the league. Listen, let's stop that. Stop that.
Yeah, stop all that, man. Stop all that.
Yeah, because that's just another added one to it. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about 8 other teams in the league. Yeah, because I'll be interested to know who these other 8 teams are. Yeah,
mention them. Yeah, but where are they in the press? Where's the press conference to come back and go, Arteta, name them?
Right.
They
won't do it.
Mems and Norsky's the same. The opening day, would you be worried about the rest of the fixtures after that? I'm worried about every single game after that, Mems, with this guy. Because you never know what you're going to get. I'm worried about every game. Are you, Norms?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Because the first, 6, 7 games, bro, it's a hard start for us. You know what I mean? We got to hit the ground because if we, by Christmas, are 10 points off of Liverpool or Man City, kiss the league goodbye. Kiss the league goodbye. So, yeah I'm worried. I mean, listen, every game that I go into, I don't go in there thinking, this is just going to be a rollover because every game I get nervous. I get nervous. Yeah, I mean, I don't know for you, when you're turning up and you're going for match days, you just don't know because you when you're what I would say is watching it on TV, my son always says to me, Dad, they can't hear you. There's no point shouting at the TV, they can't hear you. But you know what I mean? Whereas you're at the game, so you're feeling the sweat, the pace of the game and there's a degree where you can influence the game because you're at the game. The louder you shout, the more you say, you're not doing that right, or there's booing or whatever, you can influence the game to a degree. Whereas I can't do that from me watching it on there. I can only hope. So every game that I go into, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, please, do you know what I mean? Go on. I mean, listen, the guys in Sporting Lisbon, it's a farmers league at the end of the day. There's only like 2 teams are going to do. So they haven't got that kind of worry. The Premier League is a much more competitive, and you cannot just go in and rest, go in on your laurels and rest and think, that's just going to be a walkover. We're losing at home to West Ham. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? So every game that we go into, I do get worried. Do you know what I mean? But
exactly.
Once the game starts, it's just like the build up to it, and because you just don't know what Arteta's going to do. But once the game gets going, then the nerves settle down, and then you kind of see for the first 10, 15 minutes. I mean, sometimes you will say in the first 5, 10 minutes, you can tell whether the game is going to end up being one of those terrible games and Arsenal losing it, because normally what happens is that they do wayward passing and stuff like that. And then next thing you'll go down, you're thinking, where did that come from? And then you can't pull it back. So I don't want to be in a position where we get caught cold. Stuff like that. You've got to go there, hit the ground running, be focused, and just take, as they would say, make every game a cup game. Literally, it's your last game. Just make it a cup game. Have the mentality to go out there and win it. Don't be frightened to go out and win. Don't go into games not to lose. But Arteta's brought that mentality on the team, and that's why we was in the position where we was last season, where literally we just went in there, drew 14 games, dropped 21 points from winning positions, and then you wonder why. So they've got to change their mentality. Absolutely needs to change.
100%, 100%. Listen, I'm with you. 5 years without a trophy is just not good enough. Honestly, there's no more excuses for me now. No more excuses for me now. I'll be gassed if Gyökeres hits the ground running. We've got our striker.
Yeah.
He has signed Madueke, so he's obviously seen something in him that we haven't. So, again, that'll be down to him. It's down to him to get the best out of his captain.
Yeah.
He's got to be braver to drop him if he's not doing it. Drop the captain. Give someone else the captaincy.
Yeah. Odegaard will be.
You need to do whatever you can to win us a trophy. None of this excuses now. No, can't be doing with it. Can't be doing with it.
Yeah.
Never mind the silverware, guys. Johnny D is happy, so let's just keep it clean, Jason, my friend. He's okay. He knows it. Listen, Johnny D knows he's under pressure. He ain't messing about. But anyway, Noms.
Yeah, man.
Make sure you sub. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Thank you to chat. If you haven't smashed the likes, ask yourself why not. Okay. Make sure you smash the likes. We're on the road to 2K, so let's go. Thank you for all your comments. Absolute blinding. Thanks for all your comments. And welcome, sub, share, smash them. You know how it goes. Make sure you sub to Normski. Thank you very much to chat again. I'm going live tomorrow about 1:15, so have a little look out for that. Please join me and we'll have some more chat. And have a good week. Stay safe. Jason, again, congratulations on your daughter. Hope you had a great day, my friend. Hope everyone's had a great day. If you're going on holiday, please make sure you're nice and safe. Look after your little ones, especially if they're in water and stuff like that. Yeah. Please, just be careful this time of year, guys. Be careful. Love to everyone. Normski.
Pleasure, bro. Absolute pleasure, man.
Thank you. And we're gone.
Enjoy the Sunday kickback, mate.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. All right, you take care, guys.
Absolute chilled evening.
Yeah, exactly. Cup of tea, few biscuits. Why not, indeed? Take care, chat. Look after yourselves. Bless.